Ladies and gentlemen, the Third World War will not be presented tonight as scheduled so that we may bring you the following live presentation. The Third World War will be rescheduled for a later date. But now, here's... This channel is a not-so-proud member of YouTube's all-encompassing special society of heavily overwhelmed layout enthusiasts. Check any railway show, check any railway club, check any layout, check your own house. You'll find one of us somewhere. Warning, the content of this stream is not suitable for children under the age of 16. The topic, language, themes, attitude, and personality of the presenter is not appropriate for anyone, much less children under the age of 16. Topics discussed will not center on trains and will focus on anything except politics. It just happens trains are running. Any similarity between characters, situations, trains, and intelligent thoughts is strictly a coincidence. Any rebroadcast or transmission of the stream without the express written consent of Major League Baseball is strictly prohibited. Viewer discretion is advised. Remember the 3 rules for model train layouts and pretty much anything. It's your layout. Do what you want as you want. Do not tell someone else what to do unless they ask you directly what they should do. Do not call out, mock, criticize, or insult another channel on your channel or anyone else's channel. Thank you for your cooperation. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday out there. How are you all doing? Let's go right in to see who has showed up. Jason the Train Freak is here. Awesome to have you here, sir. Hello, Peter. Nice to have you. Mark from Hemmeldown. I was one of the people you left out on your thanks today, your shout-outs today. Ewan, nice to have you here, sir. Greg, how you feeling today? Hope you're well. Ray Bobel, nice to have you here. Let's see, Jason, Mark, Ewan again. Andrew T is here. And then Tim JD. It's not the same if you're not here, although Colin and David have been missing. I think work has been affecting them as well. Chris, another of the ones that just won't be the same without, at least while you're awake. Although part of you being asleep at times is part of the routine, isn't it? Let me see. Did I miss anybody? Scrolling down. Sparky! Nice to have you here, sir. And please, would you all stop with the Mr. Dodge stuff? If you want to make me feel old, just call me Opa Dodge. But the Mr. Dodge makes me feel at work, and the whole point of being free from work is I'm not Mr. Dodge to anyone. Hey, Stephen Price. By the way, Stephen, should Joyce and I be checking our trains, or were you still looking at some things? Let me know, will you? Lindy, hi there, my daughter Lindy, and Kyan! Opa is on your TV again. What you doing, little man? Let me see. Joseph Agliato is here. Omni Road. Welcome, Omni Road. That's a new name. You need to be knighted if we can trust you. And not declare you a knight of the rhomboid table. Now you can post a link if you have a channel and anything. Luma is here. Nice to have you. Ave. Grandpa Rails, how are you? Nice to have you here. Wow, we're getting a lot of people. Leslie, what's up? And is that everybody? Am I now caught up? Have I missed anybody? I think that's everybody. I don't do the setup where I get all the names alphabetized and watch it grow. You're knackered. Okay, I can understand that. Actually, my work week wound up not being a work week. We went into work on Monday for a work day, and then they announced that the schools were not opening this week because of the excessive number of staff members that were out, and they needed to kind of plan to see if we were going to go into teaching remotely or what. And they've decided to go ahead and bring the students back on Monday, and then they're going to do a school-by-school case study to see. So they might close individual schools. It's been a waste of a week. I'm now a week behind on my lessons for the year, and we have no idea what's going to happen come Tuesday. We just know Monday the students are back, so we'll see what happens. Anyhow, let's see if anybody else came in while I was doing that mini rant. Nope. All right. Last week we had the giveaway concert. It took a few more days than normal, as in a week. Normally I get stuff from Miniature Wonderland in about about a week or a week and a half, and it took over 3 weeks to get this. Sorry about that. But Roy, I will be shipping this out tomorrow. I was hoping maybe I'd hit the post office today, but I didn't. But Roy and Krister each already got their gift certificate prizes. But fresh in the box here, we have a big book for you, Roy, about Miniature Wonderland. And we have the Blu-ray disc for you, and I will be sending those out tomorrow morning, now that I've got your address. That's that. I did pick up from Miniature Wonderland for me. I don't know if you guys can see this. It's actually an American-style semi-truck, but I'm going to throw this on my layout anyhow. It's a HO scale semi with Miniature Wonderland ad on it. I thought that was kind of cool. This all came in the mail yesterday evening. And then I don't know if Hardcore is here. Roy is here. Hi, Roy. I was just showing your presents. Or the second half of your gift, and I'll be mailing it out to you. And then this will not, I could make it run on my layout, but the couplings are different. I'm going to have to figure out how to completely change the couplings. The entire armature has to be replaced. But I got my first of the Beatles wagons. I've got 3 more coming in next week. But the first one already arrived, so if you don't know, I'm a huge Beatles geek. And I've got the Beatles Eurostar train, which is still waiting to be converted a year and a half. No, I got it for my birthday, so a year and a month, so 13 months. Still waiting to be converted to AC. But anyhow, so I got the first of my little Beatles, I don't know, boxcar. What do you call those? LWB van. See, guys, I don't know my train stuff. I don't know anything about trains. I don't even know anything about model trains. I just buy what I like and run it till it dies. But yeah, Sgt. Pepper's one, and I've got 3 more coming next week. But these couplers just do not work with the Rolex and Telex coupler system that all my trains use, the German trains use. You UK guys, come on, get with the program and get the couplers everybody else gets. Come on. But anyhow, so hopefully I'll actually be able to run these on my layout. I mean, wheel-wise, there's no issue. They go on the track just fine. They fit just fine. Technically, I don't even have to change the wheels out to AC wheels, but AC wheels are, especially for C-Track, are a little bit better on the Miracle C-Track that I use. So let me see. So Roy's here. Hey, Andrew March West Junction is here. And nice to have you. Now, if you notice something I posted about an hour or so ago, yes, a week from today, we will be starting the second series of Matt Clark. I'm far enough in the writing that I felt I could do it. And next week, Friday, would be the 52-week anniversary of the first episode of Series 1. So I thought, what the heck? It kind of works out. Matt Clark started Friday, January 15th of 2021. So Friday, January 14th of 2022, we will start Matt Clark. I've got 7 episodes written. I've got the rest plotted out. Now, of course, I always add it, so I can't say how many scenes, but we're probably going to go 17, 18 episodes again like we did with last year's. So those of you that are into it, I will do it as a premiere at 3:30. So where I normally start my live feed, I'll do a premiere and then immediately go into my regular live stream after that. So I will do it as a premiere. I'm filming this with heavy layers, so the files are a little big, and my OBS is not liking all the cameras and all the big files. That's why our Christmas songs didn't work a couple of weeks ago for Christmas, because I just have too much loaded into my OBS, and my CPU can't handle it all. It's not the OBS, it's the CPU and the computer, which is a good one, but the motherboard and the video card are not the highest end. They definitely can handle 9 cameras easily, 10 or 11 cameras with some flashing. So, David, there's David. Hey, David Paul Volsman, nice to have you. So, I'm excited. I have not recorded anything yet, but I will be recording the voices tomorrow and editing, and I'm hoping to get at least 2 episodes in the bank, because episode 3 is a long one. It's going to take me a few days to put it all together. I'm improving some of my editing a little, but it'll still be the same very low budget silliness we have. Hey, Dwight Curley is here, I see. Hi, Dwight. Nice video you put up today. And did I hear that? Oh, somebody else is here. Nope. Okay, I was just daydreaming. So nice to have you, David. Anyhow, so I think that is all the major little bits of news. I wound up having almost another week of vacation, but I had to go in. I did not go into work today because all the prep we had to do to get ready for students, just in case we went remote, I got done Wednesday. And after sitting around twiddling my thumbs at work the last 2 days, today we weren't going to have students. We had a meeting, and I just said, the meeting's virtual anyhow. I'll attend the meeting from home. So I didn't even go into work today. I just took a sick day and stayed home. So anyhow, let's get some trains running, and the theme today is it's just trains that have not run in a while. Locomotives and trains that have been parked for a while I was celebrating my ICEs and the new trains. So I have no ICEs on the table today, not a single ICE. If I go through the cameras, maybe we'll see what are the best cameras. If you look at the Village View, I brought the rail jet out, so at least I have 1 high-speed train, technically 2. Here you can see I've got my IC2, that's the double-decker cars. I've got all my double-decker sets out, but I am running the old double-deckers, not the new ones that I've been running the last couple of weeks. I've got the old ones. So let's get people in motion, and we'll catch up with everything else. And along with those 3, so here's my Regiobahn with the double-decker, the Doppelstock as we call them in German. The Doppelstockwagen, which means double-decker, Doppelstock. Stock is a floor or level. I'm running the yellow metronome. That hasn't been run in a while. So I've got all 3 sets of my double-deckers going. And the Austrian Railjet in blue is going past. And then I'm running my red DMU, which is this guy coming around just about now. There he is. That little guy in the background, that is it's called lint, as in your belly button, lint, class 648. Very common. Usually they run in trios. There are 3 sets of double cars. Unfortunately, nobody sells dummies, and I'm not going to spend $300 on a nice one to take the motor out and make them all dummies. I suppose I could buy 3 of them and have them run in tandem. So, Lindy out there, how's my grandson Kyan doing? Hi, Kyan. Can I? Yes. And actually, my Central Station 3 supposedly makes it real easy. I've just never tried because outside of the Euro cities, the real long Euro cities, they tend not to double head them. Well, hello, Cade, right? We need to knight you. I now declare you a knight of the rhomboid table. Oh, Ewan, you're going to Germany. Hopefully that pays off, because, yeah, we're a little nervous and excited about the UK trip, and we're hoping everything will be good to go. I know to get into Canada is going to be interesting. Hopefully in the next couple of months things will change, but Canada now makes you fill out more paperwork to cross the border. So I will have to take care of that. But yes, we are... I have everybody's lights on. I want to double check that. Hey, metronome. Yeah, you got your lights on. Tom Couples. Hi, Tom Couples. If I missed you, hello. Nice to have you. He's eating pizza. Hey, that's what we're having dinner tonight. We're doing homemade pizza. Dealing with the hiccups. Hey, Kyan. Kyan, are you looking at Opa? 1. Well, hang on. I got to put Opa on the screen. Hey, Kyan. 1, 2, 3, go! Let's do the all view here, and then we'll go through all the main cameras here. So some of you may have seen, yes, I have a new intro. What'd you think of it? I will actually, at times, change the front half of that intro. I was getting tired of the same old, and reading it, even though I did it with different voices at times. So I just did a pre-recorded one, and I will change, you know, like this one was the World War III bit. World War III will not be, we interrupt World War III to bring you my show, however it goes. So yeah, Stephen, let me know whether Joyce and I should be looking to book our trains, or if you, when you send us the other information, it will have information on what are the best trains and times to go from main place to main place. I'm not even worried about the short trips, although we probably want to book those. But at least, you know, those other dates are pretty much set in stone. So when we go to Liverpool, or we go from London to Bristol. Hi, Steve Childers. I thought you said you were going to do that after your live stream, Steve. But thank you for popping in. But I finally got through a little bit of writer's block. Actually, I wound up rewriting a couple of scenes just this week, a couple of the early scenes, and rearranging the order of them for the new series. Because I wrote the first 3-4 scenes a couple of months ago when I finally felt a little bit, and then I got distracted with the Christmas special, and I wrote that, and that one grew from a 10-minute planned episode into a whole hour-long special. Although I like the special. I actually have watched the special a couple of times this week, because I still enjoy the Christmas special, the Matt Clark Christmas special. I really enjoyed making it, and I think it's a good episode. But I'm far enough along in the plot that with 7 episodes in the bank now, I've got almost 2 months before I'd have, well, a month and a half before I'd have to finish the next scene, you know, which would be episode 8 or scene 8. I call them scenes when I write them, and then they become episodes when I put them out. Hey, Jean Ricard is here. Hello, hello. Happy New Year again, although we said all that last year, but this is the first live stream technically in 2022. Where are we at? Online, no, Etsy Solo, this way. So yeah, I bought this for me while I was buying the, stuff for Roy, the book, and that this came in. So I think that's kind of cool. It's got a nice little advertisement of some of the different sections of Miniature Wonderland. Because I'm a Miniature Wonderland geek. I love the place. It's one of those places that you could just go all the time. And I know people talk about other ones. For example, there's Porsche's Traumwerk, which is in southeastern Germany in the middle of nowhere. It's a little north of Salzburg, Austria. We were supposed to go there in our canceled 2020-2021 trip. We were supposed to go to Traumwerk, and it looks really cool in the videos, but it's not nearly the size. It's as well built, but it's not nearly the scope and size of Miniature Wonderland. There's two in Canada now. My friend Tommy Canada just posted a video of one in Toronto that just opened recently in Toronto. And then there's one in Niagara Falls that John Dawson has told us about. Hello, hi, welcome in. But let's get off me and go to the all view, just so you guys can check everybody out. There we go. And it goes right back. Okay, that's a little better, maybe. But, yeah, I have had the privilege, the luck, the generosity in life that I've been able to make it to Miniature Wonderland 5 times. It blows me away. Northlands, nice, and there was a time when Northlands was listed as the largest in terms of track footage, but Miniature Wonderland has long since passed them. And again, people sometimes think it's being rude, and it isn't. Northlands is awesome, especially consider it's a guy and his friends doing it, although that's how Miniature Wonderland started. Two brothers and friends, and then guys they hired to help. But the quality of building in Northlands is nice, but it's not the level of Miniature Wonderland. It's cool, but it's not in the same league as Miniature Wonderland, and I know that might offend a few people. I'm sorry. So it's one of those places, if you ever get a chance, even if, most of you here are obviously into model trains, but if you ever get a chance to go to Miniature Wonderland, and travel in Germany is easy, and it's not nearly as expensive as people might think. The most expensive part of your trip would be the airfare over. The trains are relatively inexpensive. But there's in Canada, there's one in Toronto, one at Niagara Falls. I've never seen either of those because the one in Toronto just opened last year. So Joyce and I are hoping to go to Niagara Falls, Canada sometime next summer, spend 3 or 4 days after we get back from the UK. And we'll probably go ahead and go around to Toronto and maybe check that one out. Let's see, did anybody else just come in? Colin is here. Nice to have you, Colin. Glad you're here. So now I kind of got the core group of, I don't want to say old timers, but the guys that have just been here all along. Colin and David and Chris and Tim JD. Northlands is cool. They're both cool. Wonderland, I mean, yeah, I guess you could say it's prototypical, but there's a lot of non-prototypical stuff out. Wonderland is just an experience. It's an LSD trip for model train guys. It's a trip because even if the trains and everything are made to look realistic and prototypical, there's a lot of totally not belonging there stuff in it for humor and jokes. Yes, they take a lot of work. They take a lot of work to build and then to upkeep. That's me. I don't worry about level of skill. If you put the effort in to build, that's what it's about. So everybody seems to be running smoothly. Let's get some close-ups. Let's do up the ramp, and we'll catch the Railjet and the Regio Bond. Railjet, because I've got them running at a slightly slower speed. Struggles a bit going up that ramp. Apparently that's a 3-degree ramp. I should have done it 2-degree, but that would have taken it all the way around. Yes, Andrew T. Model railway should be fun, but I think any of us in any of our hobbies, and our hobbies are supposed to be fun, we can get lost in the frustration, the moments, and we forget the fun part. A year ago when I was setting the Fowler car system up and getting it to work, well, that was a lot of fun. When it started developing problems and not working, that was not fun. Hey, Damien, nice to have you here. This camera is the same camera that Steve Childers has his what he calls his GoPro imitation. Again, supposedly for 4K, it's a very grainy 4K. Ray, are you telling me that when you're working on something and all of a sudden something shorts out or you can't sort it out, you never utter a few George Carlin words? Well, hello, Jerry the Caledonian. Welcome. This view right here, Tim, because I've been on 11 lane for a bit. A lot of people like this view just because it's close and you can see all 6 trains at any given time. Yes, Cade, the Millennium Falcon lands, but also Mothra, the famous giant moth from the Godzilla movies. Mothra will come in and land at times too. I think I've got pictures or a video of Mothra. Yeah, I use a few middle. Well, I shouldn't say middle. I use a few made-up words myself, with a lot of grunts and glottal stops in them. You mother son, you mother. Yeah. This is what I call the Joyce camera. When she's not here, I have it aimed this way. Sometimes I like this view. I just never know where to put it. Put it more straight on the village. But this gives you an angle that none of the other cameras give you. And then I really do like this view. You can see my 2 cars. They're always on. Those are the 2 new cars. Well, that's one of the 2 new cars, the new double-decker cars. I don't have them on, but they're permanently on. As long as they're powered to the track, the lights are on. And then there's this view, which some people like. No matter what view I would put up, there's somebody who likes it and some people who don't like it. There's some people who like it, some people who don't. This is probably the one view that gives you maybe the best concept of the scale across. But see, one of the things, I think I've even done it online. There is a line, and it sounds political. It's not meant to be. It's just a joke my friends and I had since my first year of high school, 1978. My first year in high school, 78, 79. And just when something would annoy us, we'd just go, communist! Come on, you commie, work! Yeah, Katie is your last name. I've been referring to you by your last name. I keep thinking Cade. I've been saying Cade because I keep thinking it's your first name. It's Edward Cady. Right? Edward Cady. I think now it's coming back. So people have been talking about their New Year's resolutions. I have two. One, retire on June 1st. And secondly is to survive to make a New Year's resolution next year. But those are my New Year's resolutions. But for any newbies, again, here, I mean, this kind of gives you an idea of the setup, and then I can show the layout map for anybody who's new here for the first time. This is my layout map. And so as you were looking from that one camera, which is actually over here, although I'm pointing to I'm pointing to the wrong side of the table. If you're looking at my camera, the long view shot is from that corner up there. Although technically the long view camera is over there because the image is backwards and it won't let me change it. Anyhow, as I look at my table, there's a little 6 foot long by 30 inches deep section in the middle, and then that way is an 8.5 by, you know, as you're looking at the screen, the big side, that is 8 by 12.5 feet deep, and the other one is 8 by 11.5 foot deep. And I run Central European trains, primarily German, but I have some Austrian and a couple of Czech trains, and I'm running trains from all 3 countries today. My more prototypical side. This is based on an actual station in Germany, a city called Delmenhorst. Delmenhorst is a small town in the north near the, it's a suburb of Bremen, Germany. Bremen is the bigger city, about 550,000 people in Bremen. And Bremen itself has about 70, or I'm sorry, Delmenhorst in English, Delmenhorst, as we say in German, Delmenhorst, is about 71,000 people. And so this will be a more prototypical site. The platforms and everything are exactly all custom built a few years ago when I could still do scratch building. But they are 100% accurate to the platforms in Delmenhorst, except for the actual platforms themselves, because I would have needed a 15-foot long table. Actually, this platform, the shorter platform, is close to prototypical length, but the long platform is not. I'd need another 6 feet of length on that table to get that platform to full length. But 50% of that platform is never used. It's just a really extended platform, but it's never used. But once I retire, going into the fall, that's probably when I'll sit down. I actually am going to rip out a whole bunch of track and realign it, especially on the Bremen side. I'm going to rip a bunch of track out, realign it so they flow into Bremen and I can put the proper platforms in. I've tried custom making some platforms out of some stock wood I had, and they're just proving to be a bit problematic. Hey, Artie! Dodge slaves? Dodge slaves? What's this about? Everybody's here voluntarily and can leave anytime they want. The beatings will continue until morale improves. Oh, Wuppertal. Yeah, the hanging train. The hanging train of Wuppertal. No, a couple of weeks ago, well, probably more like a month or so, Joy said, go ahead and build a second level above this level. She said, connect it to the wall and go ahead and build a second level and just run some of my DC trains. And by DC, I mean two rail. See, in my world, the American world, there's AC and DC. So my system is AC, three rail. So if you hear me say DC, it usually, I'm meaning two rail system. She said just build a DC system and then don't worry about converting like the Eurostar and that. But I really want the Eurostar on my layout. But the other thing that was interesting is a locomotive that was announced by Märklin in October as a surprise release, and they were hoping to get it out by Christmas, and they didn't quite make it. It's a gorgeous locomotive, but it's also kind of expensive, and Joyce just looked at me and said, just buy it. I didn't, though. I've resisted it. They got it in stock this week. It's on my wish list, but not my pre-order list, because I'm scared I will spend the money to buy this locomotive, and bada bing, bada boom, all these other trains that are on my pre-orders that I'll have to pay for will suddenly come in. AC/DC, Back in Black, Thunderstruck, two excellent songs. But, yeah, that's one of the, I don't want to be taken the wrong way, and Lindy, if you're still listening, don't take it the wrong way. That's one of the shames for my grandson, Kyan. He is my first grandson, but he's going to be a few years older than any cousins he'll have. My son is engaged, but he's not planning on having kids for until a while after they get married. I don't know when he plans on having kids, but Kyan is going to be sort of like I was. I grew up with no cousins in my age range. All my cousins were 10 years older, and second cousins were 10 years younger. So my brother and I really had no cousins our age. The only cousins close to us lived out in Bakersfield, California. So we never really saw them. Yes? Somebody just turned on their sounds. I didn't turn them on. There's the metronome controller. Here we go. Let's speed that metronome up just a bit. And let's speed him up just a bit. Okay. Too broke to pay attention. Yeah, this I use, and I've got plenty of examples here, and I've shown it many times, but why not show it again? And where are we? Online? No, solo. Yeah, Miracle Track, 3-rail. That's a nice angle. You can actually see the little nubs in the middle. That's actually the power rail through the middle. These are your hottest through the middle, let's just put it that way. And the nice thing about it, it's designed, it's basically pre-bedded. A lot of people, it doesn't look realistic, although I've been in parts of Germany where this is the color of the ballast. And, but this just makes digitalizing everything easy because you have all these phalanges right here, and you can plug anything that needs power or decoder straight into these. So, like this is one I demonstrated live a while ago, but I haven't installed it yet. But like here is your switch motor. Whoops. Here is your, well, let's go this way where I can see it. Here is your switch motor, and here's the decoder. So you set the address. It's all plugged in under the table. You don't have to drill down and run bus wires. Everything is underneath. It's all self-contained. So you got the motor and the decoder, and you just send the signal through the rail. So nothing under the table, nothing you have to drill and wire under the table. Now, of course, if a decoder burns out, it's perhaps, or if the motor burns out, like some of the Generation 1s did. This is the third, fourth generation of decoder and motor. 0, 1, 2. Third generation. But it is digital for dummies. If you can get past the prototypical ballasted track, but again, guys can paint this, age it, make it look more realistic. And when you put grass and everything on it, you hardly notice it anyhow. There are layouts that are C-Track where you really have to look close and go, oh wait, that ballast doesn't quite look the way I think ballast should look. Hey, Mark, Uncle Dad, nice to have you. Nice stream today. But yeah, the C-Track is, it's digital for, if you are scared to go digital, outside of having to convert all your trains, so much less wiring, very easy to do. And again, they also do this in 2-rail. There is what's called Trix C-Track. But this is called the C-Track, which is the pre-bedded, you know, every company has the pre-bedded stuff that, you know, some people like, some people hate. The Easy Track. I think Atlas and Bachmann both call it Easy Track. The German companies Roco and Pico have something, but they're not nearly as system ready as these are. Miracle C-Track is still miles ahead in the game of digital ready track. And again, the motors, you're not putting that big turtle box or whatever underneath your layout. It's all that. Let's go back to trains. This is a nice time to go here. Nice little double header coming in at you. That was cool. Yeah, Edward, it's much easier to put it together. It's much easier to install. And no soldering. You don't have to solder unless you want to solder. Everything pins into preset pins. The tracks snap together and stay together. You don't need track pins. Once you add any sort of scenery, that holds the track in place, although they do have pre-drilled holes to tap nails in if you want to nail it down. For example, like you're not going to use scenery. We've had some Arctic days where, well, I shouldn't say Arctic, but we've been in the 15 to 20 Fahrenheit range. And we're supposed to go up into the 40s over the next couple of days. But the white double-decker is called an IC2, Intercity 2. That's high speed, but they go at a slower speed than the ICEs, of which I'm not running. I'm not declaring you a night. Welcome, fucking low-down drummer. Greetings. No, it doesn't bother me because I'm not a prototype person. While my station of Delmenhorst will be prototype, I am not. My track has to look 100% realistic. Look at my scenery. After 5-6 years in the hobby, I still don't have anything that looks realistic, other than if I gave you a close-up of my Delmenhorst station and showed you pictures of the real Delmenhorst station, but I've got those posted both on the Model Train Outsider Facebook page as well as older videos on this channel. So yeah, it does not bother me that it's not realistic. I traded the ease and accessibility for the real prototype. And by the way, I've been meaning to mention that Miraklin makes prototype track called K-Track. K-Track is still 3-rail, but it's got the little nubs down the middle of the track, but it's well concealed. You'd have to get up close to the track to recognize it's 3-rail. Parts of Miniature Wonderland are 3-rail. Most of Miniature Wonderland is 2-rail DC, but some parts of it are 3-rail because that's specific Miraklin trains they wanted to run. Stefan. Speaking of Norway, there is a Norwegian company that makes a gorgeous intercity train, one of their Norwegian high-speed trains, and oh my goodness, I keep talking myself out of ordering it, but I may do it. Hey, Stefan, that's a great question, and I apologize to anybody that's heard the story many times before. Why did I go with Miraklin 3-rail? Well, because I got into Miraklin 3-rail before I knew what I was doing. I've only been in the model train hobby now officially 6 years, or even unofficially 6 years. I'm an American, and I was never into model trains. I had one model train set as a little kindling, and I never got into trains. I barely played with the little set I had, and after 2 years it got thrown into an old toy chest and never taken out again. I just wasn't into it, had no interest in it, and I spent 50 years of my life, well, 46 years of my life, from the time I buried that train until I started traveling by train in Germany in my 40s. And I fell in love with the German rail system, and I also teach German. And I thought, since we talk about the transportation system in Germany, I thought, what the heck, I'll get a cheap model train and run it in my classroom. The kids will dig it, and we can talk about the German transportation system. And, you know, hey, as a reward, let the kids play with trains. Well, cheap wasn't around. The minute I started looking at German trains, they were expensive, but I did find for about $300 a Miraklin ICE3, because I wanted an ICE3. And I found a cheap Miraklin ICE3 for $300. That was cheap. Well, that's half the price. And it was Miraklin, and I didn't even know. I just assumed all model trains were the same. I paid no attention to AC versus DC. So all of a sudden, I own a Miraklin train, which I got for my birthday in December of 2015, and I needed track. Well, the company was called Miraklin, and so my kids looked up Miraklin Track, and they bought me a Miraklin controller, a Mobile Station 2, and a bunch of Miraklin Track. So I was committed. So I was doing Miraklin and 3-rail, and suddenly, oh, I'm doing 3-rail. And I had to school myself quickly because I quickly started adding more trains, but I just kept buying Miraklin. So, yeah, I fell into it. I got into it by accident. If I had a chance to go back and do it over, would I change? Would I go DC? And again, when I say DC, we're talking 2-rail. Probably not. For what I like, Miraclin's C-Track makes it easy. Some guys are rocket scientists and they know all the wiring. Now guys, I'm going to say this at the risk of getting laughed at or whatever. I am stupid when it comes to the modern world of electronics, Arduino control system, because that's not where my life took me. But I'm not stupid, all right? I may lose a couple of subscribers and sound like I'm bragging, but I don't talk about this. At the age of 17, I was accepted into Mensa, okay? At the age of 20, I was accepted into the Prometheus project. Now, if you know what those are, then you know I'm not stupid. If you don't know what those are, look them up and find out. I'm not stupid. But I'm not a computer tech wiring guy. My father was an electrician. I know how to wire my house. I know how to repair all the lighting, and I've replaced most of the lighting in my house and in my garage. But when it comes to technical wiring and computer, it's not something I grew up with. I grew up poor. I don't know tech. I grew up poor enough that when I was buying my first couple of computers back in the late 80s, early 90s, I had to build them myself out of junk pieces, and I learned that, but then I just started buying pre-made, preloaded, everything else. So model trains are very techy, but Miraklin makes it easy to be digital. But I'm not going to have the high-end control system. I'm not doing sectional controls. I do everything by hand because that's what I want to do. I have ADD, and I like that I can run 6 trains and have them all running around and not have to worry about it. And I don't need programmed automated systems. You know, some guys say, oh man, you should have your train stopping at the station. It looks silly that they just roll through the station. Well, it doesn't look silly to me. And if I need them to stop at the station, I'll just turn the knob and stop them. So I am not into that level of reality. I just want lots of trains running from Germany because that's where I fell in love with trains. And so that was probably a 20-minute ramble. Hope I don't sound like I'm ranting. But yeah, so that's where I'm at with it. Greg, there's different types of smart, okay? That's why I don't sit around and brag about intelligence or anything like that, because when I sit around train guys, I feel stupid. So being smart somewhere else means nothing if I'm sitting around. But that's why I think you guys notice why I'm so positive when I watch your videos, because you're doing stuff I don't do and maybe could learn to do, but don't have the drive to learn it. So when I'm watching Ray do his stuff, where Ray is taking motors apart and fixing them all up, I'm like, damn, that's awesome. When Hai, if he's still in here from the Netherlands, when he is setting up all his houses where all the different lights in different parts of the house will turn on separately through his Arduino and his computer programs, I'm not jealous, but I am so impressed. That is just so awesome that you guys do that. Do I feel the need to do that? No. If I need it, I'd probably hire somebody to do it for me. Hey, Jim at Hover Motion. You know, you look at Jim. Jim's got one of the coolest techie layouts out there. And Dale Schultz, who was in here last week, who builds display boards and that for layouts. Check him out. You can look him on Facebook, Dale Schultz, or you can go to his YouTube channel under this name. But he's got an amazing, complete high tech. This guy was a computer programmer and computer designer and software engineer and everything. So you aren't going to find guys that can do much more than he does on his layout. And he's the one that designed my bus stuff for my bus station that connects to the actual Delmenhorst timetables and runs the timetables on my little boards he built for me, my little Arduino boards or whatever. But I'm not a hater where I look at what somebody else does and goes, but on the same time, if you're somebody who just throws 3 loops of track or 2 loops of track on a carpet because that's all you got space for or can do, I just love watching your trains and looking at your trains. I'm not into steam trains, but I love watching guys running their steam trains around. And I apparently liked them enough that I got suckered into buying a couple, got guilted into it by some of you out there. Yeah, Stefan, thank you for asking. And again, I don't want to sound belligerent because when I start getting on my high horse and preaching, I can sound really belligerent. But no, I am happy with what I do. I don't have the strong motivation to be perfect everywhere. And there are guys that are like that, and they're a lot of fun to watch them. There are some guys that are just so motivated to be perfect. They're not fun to watch their channels because they come out as condescending. Well, this is what I do, and if you don't do it like this, you're an idiot. Click, I'm changing channels. Everard Junction makes amazing stuff, but you will never hear Everard Junction go, this is how you do it. Everard says, this is how I want it. I know some of you aren't into this, but this is why I do it this way, because this is how I want it. And I'm like, that's great, Everard. You accept you for you, and you accept other people for other people. And that's what I want. I now declare you an enemy of the people. Normally I declare people knights of the rhomboid table, but DF guy Fedishki is now an enemy of the people. I have 2 steam engines, and tell you what, I will go over and give you a close look at them. And let's see, which camera would be the best to use? Probably that dude. So let's go to that one. So I will take this one, and I will show you. And I'll have to turn the mic, and I'll have to shout. So you may not hear me, but hey, Randall, how are you? But I will try to take the mic over so you can hear me shouting. So here are all my ICEs parked, my ICE 1, 2, 3, 4, and in that order. But here are my 2 steamers. A Class 18, let's get it back. You get a little bit of reflection on the glass, so it's probably not the best view. A Class 18 and a Württemberger C-Class, I think. But those are my 2 steamers. And then you can see I got a couple of freight trains. You can even see my Beetle HO Eurostar. That's actually a 00 scale. And then I just built this, a 2nd level. So I've got some of my other trains here, my IC1 and my check Euro City and my Alex train. And then some more guys parked over here. But at least now there's a little bit of space, so I'm going to set this down. And then I immediately bump it because that's what I do. Good enough. I think, I hope, if it stays. So unfortunately, I don't know how well the images came out with me sticking the camera that close. But those are both early 20 German. They're called Rheingolds. Rheingold was a luxury train that ran down the Rhine. Yeah, I really do. Artie, I need a Tokyo system. And there's the Austrian Railjet, which is probably my favorite train, both in livery, although the ICE-4 is catching up. Yeah, I love the Beatles. And I do love my two steamers. I was only going to get one steamer and wound up getting two just because of the way Christmas played out. And trust me, Joyce was both willing to let me get them and looked at me like, you went from saying you don't like steamers to getting two in a 2-week period. But that's it. No more steamers. Actually, I do have a third steamer. This is the Class 1 Christmas steamer. Well, it's an actual German Class 01 steamer. Here, I'll bring it up there. See if we can get. But I added the Santa Claus, but that's my third steamer. So I actually have 3 steamers. But this one, I tend to only run around Christmas time. Although, I probably get them out once in the middle of the summer just to run them in. So that's all the steamers. I really need to come up with a better spot because this is probably my best camera and I don't know what would be the best view because this is the closest view, so I like it. All right, Hi is leaving. Hey, Hardcore. Nice to see you. Hardcore, if you weren't here earlier, I'll just put this one up here real quick. I got my first one. The other 3 will be coming next week. This came today. So I am getting them. Have a great evening. Hi, always a pleasure to see your videos and to have you here. Thank you for stopping in. Yes, the Orient Express did go through southern Germany. Although technically there are 3 different lines that are called the Orient Express. There's the Paris-Venice, and is that the one that's called the Simplon? The Simplon line. I'm not schooled in my train lore. All I know are German trains, and I've learned many of the classes, but from a distance, I can't tell a Class 112 from a Class 115 from a Class 120. Okay, I'm not that steeped. And the Class 20s in Germany are now out of commission anyhow. I know my Class 146 2s and my Class 146 5s, but to be honest, if you put them next to each other, it's very hard for me to tell them apart. because the 146.5 was more an interior alteration of the model than anything exterior. They changed the braking system and some of the powering system inside. Yeah, they don't make them in N scale, do they? I've never seen any of the Beetle stuff made in N scale. In fact, only in 00 scale. Like I said, I've got to take these couplers out because I keep taking the cameras off, but I'll do this one time here. I know it can be done. It has been done. I'm just not sure how. But here's a typical German train bogie system, and the typical Relax. This is the Märklin Relax or Telex coupler. I've seen it called Telex and I've seen it called Relax. But this little phalanx, and it, you know, these are all NEM pocket receivers, so I can pop these out and put somebody else's in. But as you can see, these D hooks is what we always call them. It's a totally different format, and taking that out and putting something that would line up with this in seems kind of hard. And I really only need to do it on one end. I just need to do it on one end. So I got to figure out the best way to do it without risking damaging or breaking and ruining something. Yeah, that's one thing I don't have. I've got a Hot Wheels Yellow Submarine, but I wanted the bigger Corgi one. But I don't have any of the things Corgi released in terms of the Beetle. Because Corgi did a bunch. They did Beetle buses with all the albums on them. They did Beetle Rolls Royces and sedans with the movies on them. Then they did double-decker buses with the movies on them. Then they did cars with the different albums on them. And I never bought those. And now I kind of wishing I had at the time. I now declare you an enemy of the people. Yeah, it is, Andrew. It is definitely a, it's an issue, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I see Bachmann with that type of coupling too. I mean, it's the old coupling. It was the type of coupling most people used for years. I have no idea who changed up and went with the NEM pockets. But the thing is, with all the German companies, Roco, Pico, although Roco is technically Austrian, Roco, Pico, Brava, Märklin, they basically have these Relax couplings, which even though they're designed slightly differently, they all work together. Now, Roco does have a other coupling, and so does Märklin. Come here, you. Let's get the camera off. You guys watch movies instead of my bald head reflecting light at you. Let's just do the... Nah, I'll tell you what. Let's do that view, because we don't watch that view for a while. There's that one. There's the Märklin. Yes, that's exactly right, Stephen. They are the old style connector, no NEM slots. So this is a coupling that Roco is using a lot now, but they always give you the Relax. In fact, they don't put any particular coupling on. They give you the old style, but this one. And these go together, and I guess they're meant to look a little more realistic, but they just go together. But of course, you could take these out and replace them with KDs. But the thing is, a lot of the German companies power their their cars, their lit up cars, through the couplings. So you have one power source, the decoder on the locomotive or in the control car, and so all the couplings are powered. Now those new hobby trade cars I got, those are powered on, those hobby trade ones, each car is powered individually, which there's pros and cons to that. Yeah, what happens, Ray, is they get a trace on you. Like, let's say you were a moderator in one channel and you deleted one of them. They actually can put a trace on you, and then they'll follow you into live streams. Well, that's what I'm thinking of doing, Artie. I'm just scared to. It's not exactly something I would want to do my first, so I should probably go to a train show and buy an old non-NEM socket car, buy it for $5 and practice. But then, you know, I'd need to buy that tool that lets you level couplings to make sure they're all lined up. But of course, a lot of companies have different versions, but you have this coupling. I'll stick it right up here. This short coupling, as it's called, but permanent coupler. And I don't like these because these came with my one blue Rheingold, the Bavarian Rheingold. And basically they tell you, you put it on the track and you don't take them apart. Once you put them together, that's the same thing with my ICEs with their pin connections. They say you're supposed to put them together, and once you've built the complete train, don't take them apart. The pins will wear out and break over time. But as my degenerative hand condition gets worse, it's just harder and harder to even do little stuff like that. When I was building those trays, now the doctor just upped my medicine because he saw me and I was just sitting there and I didn't even notice it, but my thumb was just going like this. I was just sitting there while he was talking to me, and my thumb was just going like that. He goes, "What's that? When did that start?" I go, "Oh, my hand tremors. Had them. You know, it's genetic. My dad had them. My grandpa had them." So doing tight little mini things. It was a lot of fun trying to take that BR 101 apart. It's going to be a lot of fun trying to fix this stupid thing, but I'm waiting for Brava to see if they actually have the parts. Well, hello, EFO. How are you? Yeah, a lot of companies sell them. The Roco, the Pico, everybody sells them. Märklin has one, the little coupling height adjustment. The nice thing is, again, there is a standard, and all the European companies from Mahano, Jägendorfer Collection, I have got, let's see, what locomotives do I have? I have Märklin, Roco. I currently do not have a Brava locomotive on my track. My only, or is that right? Right, I don't currently have a Brava locomotive on my track. This is my only current Brava locomotive, and I don't run it anymore. And a gentleman from Sweden has shown interest in it and was on the live feed a few weeks ago and heard me talk about maybe selling this, and he said, "I'll take it." So I'm just waiting for him to get back to me. Do I have the Flying Hamburger? No, I don't. All my trains are Era 6, which is modern era. I'm a modern era Central European train guy, very strict, but it also keeps me from spending more money than I should. Actually, I already spend more money than I should. I think that goes without saying in the model train, but I have 25, 26 trains instead of 85 trains. I limit myself to modern era. And so the Flying Hamburger is a really interesting train, but no, I don't have it. There's also the Zeppelin. My friend has the Zeppelin train, which is really wild looking. Hey, Ray, take care of yourself. Have a good day. Throw a 700 or better out there. Now, see, that's the funny thing, Andrew T. Dapol has a bad reputation to the Continental guys. Dapol does make some HO European stuff. And Dapol and Hellion, or Helgen as a lot of people call it, they have very bad reputations in the HO European world. Yeah, their buffers, although I think Märklin seems to be fixing that issue, EFO, because my buffers seem to line up perfectly with all my new Roco. Because to go back to that thought, I have Roco cars, wagons, coaches, whatever you want to call them. I have Pico. I have Jägendorfer. No, I don't have Jägendorfer cars. I have a Jägendorfer locomotive, which I'm not impressed with. Beautiful, but as far as a runner goes, not a strong puller. My Beethoven locomotive. I've got a bunch of ESU cars I bought a few months ago. And I'll tell you what, ESU, nice detail, but I will not buy ESU passenger coaches again. They're fragile. Things break off too easily. When I've been watching some of you guys like Sam or Barry Davis reacting to the Hush Hush W1 locomotive and how fragile it is, that's exactly how I felt towards these ESU cars. These were $110 each passenger wagons. They don't even light up. And I would have bought the cheaper Märklin ones because these things, little things are breaking off right and left. They're so fragile. But my Roco cars are awesome. My Pico cars are cheap Pico cars. They are the hobby level ones. So they're plastic and they do what they do. They're on trains that I'm not massively into, like my ICEs and my Railjets, where the cars have got to look good and be lit up. I am impressed with the Danish hobby trade. I finally got to them, and I know hobby trade is out of business, and we were talking about that last week. I've always wanted them, and they lived up to expectations. They're gorgeous inside and out. The lighting in them is top of the line, first class. Jägendorfer cars. I don't own any Jägendorfer passenger coaches, but they've always hit me as really nice looking. But the Jägendorfer Taurus I have, gorgeous, runs nicely, very weak in terms of pulling cars. It cannot pull 6-7 cars around my layout, even on a flat. It struggles. Oh, you got the 6 new Coca-Cola cars. Artie, I didn't think that was me. I keep hearing, I think Joyce is home, and I keep hearing to see if she's coming down, because I keep hearing the gate up there. It might be the cats. But, oh, the Stobart cars. I like those. They're UK, but I like the Stobart. I wonder why they're all slowing down over there. Probably got to go over there and clean track. Yeah, and it's weird that in the UK especially, you have so many companies, so many different styles, and they don't cooperate with each other. They don't sit down and say, hey, let's get everything on par. And of course there is, for even American trains, and in Europe you have the NEM rule, and a lot of companies ignore, a lot of UK sometimes has the attitude, we don't care what everybody else does, We're doing it our way. The British always got to be a little different. The UK sometimes has that, screw the rest of the world, we're going to do it our way. So we're getting a lot of them today. I now declare you an enemy of the people. Be gone. Wow, we triple teamed on C-Gleis. That's the one I wanted to get. But I've been watching so many channels for so long, I'm trying to, I don't know all my classes. I can recognize a class 800 in the UK and the Pendolinos, of course, because countries in Europe have Pendolinos. The Czech Republic has some high-speed Pendolinos. And some other countries do too. I think there's even a couple of Pendolinos by private companies in Germany. No, there can't be. Some Pendolinos run through Germany, but they're not owned because in Germany all high-speed trains are owned by the federal government and would be the ICE 3s or the ICs. Yes, Stefan, that is the city of Delmenhorst in near Bremen. And yes, I've been to that town many, many times. I ran an exchange program and we lived in the town of Delmenhorst. So the town of Delmenhorst is special to my heart. That's why the one side, well, actually the picture right next to me, that picture right there, that is going to be the city of Delmenhorst, or a section of the city of Delmenhorst. But yeah, that is my German hometown, I call it. My second, in German I say Zweite Heimatstadt, my second home, my second birth city, my second hometown. I spent Junes from 2003 to 2016 there, doing an exchange program. Then when my exchange program ended, we go back and visit our friends whenever we go to Germany. So 2017 and 2019. And then we haven't been able to go back because of COVID. Because I can only travel in the summer because I work the rest of the year and don't get time off. Oh, any of those cab rides. Hey, Christopher, how are you? So yes, it is, and it's 100% accurate to the station as it was until the year 2018. One of the shops I made in there is now closed. Actually, two of the shops are now closed. But you couldn't tell the one on the inside. But on the outside, one of the shops is closed. Yeah, I have been to Germany, like I said, the month of June from 2003 to 2016, and then again in 2017 and 2019. So how many times that is? 15? Because actually I went twice in 2004. I represented my city of Toledo in 2004 on a business trip basically they needed somebody who spoke German for all the American guys. So I got a week off of work and went with the mayor of our city and a few other people to represent Toledo to our, because we were sister cities at the time. Apparently we've ended our sister city contract deal with Delmenhorst. But be that as it may. Yes, Artie, I agree. I would not have it any other way. Those couplings are the best. And so the bus station, let's go a little bit bigger here. The bus station and the train station, the Seilbay as we say in Germany, and the train station is 98% accurate. The only thing that's not accurate is one of the platforms isn't as long as it should be. But the entire inside and outside of the station is 100% scale and accurate except for that one platform. No, I might call it my third or fourth home. I might call it my second prison. I don't know, Artie. There's too much German blood in me with my 3 grandparents. I'm too connected to Germany. I'm an American, but scratch that American service. There's a lot of German. But then the bus station. And then eventually all these buildings, some of these buildings are already buildings I modified. I bought models at shows and built them, but modified them to look like buildings in Delmenhorst. And I've got a 3D printer. I'm designing more. So it'll eventually be all like Delmenhorst on that side. And then the other side is just going to be a prototypical, sort of like Hanover, Bremen, sort of large German Hauptbahnhof. Yeah, I gotta ask where Joyce is. Hey Joyce, where are you? She's late again. Darn woman. So yeah, but they were probably some of the last scratch builds I'll ever do because I can't. I'm noticing in replays of live streams now that when I'm sitting there and if my hands are in view, I see them get worse and worse. Edward, I have no idea. I only know modern era German trains. I don't know a darn thing about what looks more realistic or more like an 1870s train. I'm lucky if I know what an 1870s train looked like. Well, thank you for hanging with us and liking what I do. I love my American trains. I love my German trains, and I like my American system. I've got I probably could do this all with Mobile Station 2. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. I mean, I can do this all with a Mobile Station 2. This is the basic digital controller, although technically you can control analog with it too. But I do have the Central Station 3 here. Come here, wire. But so I've got 2 Mobile Station 2 connected to my Central Station 3. Then I have my computer layout all set up this way. And then obviously I got all my cameras all over the place. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I figure I try to think Civil War or all the Western movies. In fact, this may chase you away or may have you stay more. But speaking of 1870s, I do a comedy cartoon. Well, it's not really a cartoon. It's a vocalized comic strip is what we call it. But if you ever visit my channel, look for Matt Clark Railroad Detective. I've got an 18-part series, or you can watch it as one 2-hour and 40-minute movie called Matt Clark Railroad Detective. My wife and I write a bunch of model train hobby parody songs. I take famous rock and roll and pop songs, and I rewrite the lyrics to model train. We've got about 26 of those, including some of the Christmas songs. I don't do them as often as I once did, just because, last year I had more time. I was teaching from home and only working half days. Now I'm back to work full time. I don't have as much time to really sit down and work on it. And even if I work on it, Joyce having time, because Joyce is busier than I am. Joyce works harder than I do, a lot harder. But Joyce, when she's free to sing them, and I also have to pick songs that she can sing. I've got like 5 songs that I've written where I don't want to sing them, and she's like, I can't sing that. She's like, I can't. No matter how many takes we did, I cannot sing that song. So they're just sitting there not made. Hey, Richard Brown. Welcome in. There's no such thing as being late. You come in when you can come in. This isn't a job. It's a hangout and hobby. You come in when you can. That'd be like walking into an American restaurant at 7:30 and they go, dinner was at 6, you're late. No, dinner's whenever you walk in and decide to order food. Now, the only thing I'll say is don't ever go to a restaurant that says our kitchen closes at 10 o'clock, and don't walk in at 9:50 and order food. That's just stupid, rude. Actually, Jean Ricard, I had the GoPro up at Christmas. I haven't been putting the GoPro on because the last 3-4 times I put it on, my CPU with all the other cameras, the GoPro has been very glitchy. It's, it's not stable. It's in and out. So I just, maybe if I remove that camera in the middle, if I remove this one right here in the middle, if I take that camera out, maybe the GoPro will start working again, so I can do that. But I do like that view. But the GoPro is right here. Beep, 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 beep. But, and to be honest, my live streams, and, Joyce was nagging me, like, you brought back the Model Train Outsiders show, and you've done 2 Miracle Outsiders, but you've only done the 1. And it's like, well, the Miracle Outsiders, where I like to bring in the Ghost of 2015, and now I've got Dr. Zaius, and I'm introducing a couple other characters. My cousin, Kenneth Clark Dodge from Australia, will be in. But I have to be able to set up the green screen, and I've got to have time where I can film all that and splice it together. And with work right now, I ain't got that time. Dudes, what's up with this? Why are you asking permissions? This is already pre-set up. Now you're being El Doofus again. Okay, while that's doing that, I will start these up. Ding, ding. Yeah, find it. Yeah, BMO does a lot of narrow gauge. I know BMO because it's a popular company over in Europe for the guys that do narrow gauge. Yes, connect. Man, oh, Manischewitz, come on. Bingo. All right. Bingo. Are we ready? Signal strength. Bam. All right. It's going to go dark for 3 seconds here. Let me just see how this is set up now. Okay. So now I've got to flip the view. I went straight to it. I didn't even have to set it up. All right, hang on. Transform. Come on, dummy. Be with me in just a second, kids. All right, there we go. That's probably too close and personal, isn't it? Three, two, one. All right, we're on the middle. All right, I'm going to test. I gotta test something out. Yeah, we'll just go this way. Where is it? Where is it? Coming around here. No, wrong one, wrong one. Right here, right here. What's the matter? Lock this guy on the blue tab. Okay. Let's see if we can handle it. All right, I may have to flip this one more time, so bear with me a second. Okay, so now I gotta rotate it again. Transform. Rotate 180 degrees. Bingo! So let's see how he handles everything. Now see, the problem is on my view, it's looking sharp. But see, yeah, when I watch it on the YouTube stream, it's choppy. Oh, well, why didn't you just grab them?
Because I can't get it past you.
Oh, you're in a mood today. Maybe we should just kick you off the screen right now.
I'm not in a mood.
Yes, you are.
Oh,
You're clearly in a mood.
my shoulders hurt, actually.
Hey, Ron, how are you? Another Australian?
So, hi.
I think we've reached our border limits.
Easier than everybody. Yeah, is it getting better? And why it's choppy?
See, that's choppy.
Yeah.
But on my OBS, it's going through. So the problem is the OBS.
So something on the relay, because yeah, it looks good on his other screen. Oh.
So that tells you it's the OBS to YouTube issue.
Right. I mean, it looks like it's getting better.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It seems to be kind of, it's okay and then it's not. Yeah, it's good on his screen, so it's obviously just when it's going to YouTube.
Yeah, did you see what I posted on YouTube earlier?
No.
I put myself under the gun.
Oh, good heavens. Why'd you put yourself under the gun? Yeah, I am okay. It's a really weird week to
Hang on, let me go to...
be short. Just super odd. What are we doing? What aren't we doing? What are we doing? Yeah, message. Well, you better have something ready to go if we go offline or online students. And I got about 20 minutes to go. I still have one page that didn't copyright on what I was putting on their classrooms. Oh, so I'm like, oh crap, I gotta have the room ready for kids to come in on Monday. So, yeah.
Look, my live stream gets commercials.
Oh, nice. Well, okay, maybe you don't think it's nice.
No, it's not nice.
Gotcha. Okay. We got the introduction.
I put myself under the gun. And I changed the name. Matt Clark, Railroad Marshal.
Yeah.
Just covering legal issues more. Premiering a week from today.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do the voices. Huh. That was 17 millimeters of rain? That's not good.
3, 2, 1. There we go. Oh no, what's going on?
Oh, you're playing,
Oh, went to another video.
yeah, it sure did. I'm singing, what's it called? Though you are too. Oh, that makes it a lot harder trying to ballast in the cold. Oh. Yeah. We had, last weekend, we had rain, sleet, 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 snow, snow, sleet, then
Well,
uber
hi
cold.
Cheyenne and Caitlin. Hi Cheyenne and Caitlin.
Uber cold, so I have been walking
How's your new channel going, Cheyenne and Caitlin?
in around ice for the entire week. Not fun. It's supposed to rain this weekend, and I hope it doesn't. Hope it drains before it gets really cold again.
Well, I wanted to find a decent looking logo. That actually was the first picture I picked out to try to make the black mamba out of it, and then I decided it was too small. You're all huddled up cold.
I am cold. I think I was hunched over too much. Yeah, I couldn't see if I could get up.
Yeah.
That's fine. I was, I
See,
think,
now it's
hunched over too
having
much.
trouble reading it.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. Glitchy, glitchy, glitchy.
Hi, Lewis Cartwright. How are you?
Hi.
But, so yeah, Randall, that was the original picture I found that was going to be the black mamba, and then I decided it wasn't big enough. I mean, if you're going to do the black 10, you needed a bigger locomotive. So I found a picture of the Union Pacific and doctored it up to make it look like a black mamba. But the black mamba is all blown up. There's only some residue up Nellie's Pass.
Put that song in my head.
Which song? Oh, The Good King Wenceslas?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Magic Dragon.
Oh, right. Gotcha.
So I really love that song. First, I wasn't sure about it.
Yeah, we got over 30. We were at 29
Yeah.
likes. Over 32 people.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, my little German flag jacket.
Keep hitting the
Or
lock button, y'all.
if you're upside down, then it's Belgium. But
That's true, yeah.
Oh, actually, I'd like to see that. That would be very cool
That
to
is
see.
very cool, Artie.
Hey, Ian's
I like
here.
that.
Hi, Ian.
Just watching something like that.
That was my
YouTube.
little soccer jacket of
So
the
anyway,
German flag.
yeah.
Bought it in Cologne. It was
yeah.
Cologne.
And I don't know, was it too big, too small for
It
you?
was, well, it wasn't too small when I got it, but then I went,
Yeah, but it definitely fits you well
but this
now.
is the best it's ever fit me.
Oh, for sure.
Because I probably
So
weighed about
anyway,
250 when I got
Damn
it.
it, don't forget
I
to
went up
hit
to
the
300.
like button, gentlemen and
I weighed
ladies.
250 when I got it and went up to close to 300.
Oh, yeah, I know. You're well below that now.
And now I'm
Started tracking.
like the universe. I started small, expanded greatly, and then gravity finally said, come back.
Bring it in, yeah. So, I'm at it too. Scales are going the wrong direction. You see how flat my hair is? It responds to how much water is in the air, and there ain't much. Oh dear, you're back.
It has been a very bad week.
Oh, why more people get hit under the tank?
Why do you smile when you say that? When my friends
Yeah.
get hit by tanks and die, it is not funny.
No, that's not funny. Your poor friends. But
We lost Mikhail, hit by a tank.
can you teach your friends not to be hit by a tank?
I did, but they're 125 years old. They forget everything I taught them in the trenches.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Oh, I'm very sorry, sir. You gotta train them again.
Train them? They're not even potty trained anymore. How the hell do you expect me to train them to fight with the trenches?
Oh, the...
War is hell, especially when you're incontinent. We tried to take over the incontinent. We tried to take over the continent, and now we're incontinent.
Is it really the same colors, Artie? That's weird.
It's
Yeah,
not the same
originals?
color.
You see, their flags are the same color.
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, now that I think of it, yes.
Yeah, the pickle hobby. Hobby?
Pickle halber.
Hobby.
Yeah, that's a halber. A pickle halber.
Gotcha. Nice, Lewis.
No, unfortunately not genre card. Because genre card comes from the country with the tallest average height in the world.
That's right, Sean.
Those Dutch average male height 6'1". Now I am 6'3", and so.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's tall.
Oh, hey,
8 inches
you
taller
moved it.
than me. What did I move?
Hang on, I brought it home.
Oh.
Take over, dear. Run the system for me, will you?
Oh, sure.
Entertain the troops.
Entertain the troops. Hello, troops. Hello, troops.
Be a good beer frau. will
We're
you?
all here to
Be a
entertain
good beer
you.
frau. Entertain the troops.
Entertain the troops. We're all good. Sing for the soldiers. But what, I don't know. Your head is...
Du liegst mir im Herzen.
Oh, yeah, he sings that all the way. Oh, you're leaving? Okay, bye, Chris.
Chris is leaving.
Lewis is 6'2", so you guys are almost eye to eye.
Can I get in this? Not easily.
Oh. His pickle is
Yeah, but I'm
hitting
7 foot tall. This pickle halber on.
Yes, his pickle hit the top of the roof. The ceiling, to be better.
Look, I still fit into my old uniform.
So take care, Chris. All right, bye, Damien.
Yes, how do you entertain the troops? Big beer steins and big.
Oh dear, you're going there, are you?
Indeed.
Oh dear. So he's yeah. You
Guten Abend, Kim. Wie geht's?
complimented his jacket, so he put out a different one for you. It almost fits.
It almost fits.
You picked that up. I forget where.
At an army surplus.
Oh, that's right.
Or is this the one I bought in Germany?
Oh, yes, we've seen the magnificent men in their flying machines. Although, truthfully, I do not believe I've seen the entire movie. It's one of those things I've seen 10 minutes here, half an hour here. So I know the plot, just maybe not all the bits. You don't need a new mustache.
Quiet, woman! Look, bitte!
You have a mustache!
Not a proper German Russian officer mustache. You must understand these things. But you're a woman. Why would you understand?
Oh, Wigwag Workshop came in. And
Guten Abend, hallo, wie geht's?
we don't have from Central Ohio. Well, you're not far from us, Wigwag. We're Toledoans. We admit that, I think.
Yeah, we admit we're Toledoans.
Yeah, we're
we don't like to admit we're
Toledoans,
Toledoans.
so-
Not because we don't want people to know where we are. We just don't want them to know we're in Toledo.
You have to night, Wigwag.
Oh, do I? He's been knighted before.
Ah, man, it's crazy how it doesn't remember you. Is
I
this
can't
his?
get my stupid monocle in.
It's a little big. Like his face isn't big enough or something. Failed in the Benny Hill lookalike. Oh, he'll knight you when he's not busy being.
Well, I need my glasses on to knight anybody.
That's probably true. We are a little there.
All right. Well, the monocle is not
That's some
going
poor
on.
Cayenne. He's gonna end up with glasses too, I think. He's a very, 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 very little astigmatism in his left eye. Like, oh, he's going after his father. Who would, you know, with the improvement of glasses, he's not wearing Coke bottle glasses anymore, but he could be. The Kaiser sent in the rum. Okay? Get in the room.
This is. Can I get in? This is my impersonation of General Beauregard, our commanding officer of the 118th Prussian Regiment.
Okay, why?
I just did impressions of him. Everybody thought it was funny.
Germans aren't.
Oh, General Beauregard died laughing. Oh, General Beauregard died laughing. He was laughing too hard and got hit by a tank.
I was gonna say, does that make you an accomplice to murder? What in the States here, buddy? They've been hauling you in.
Deutschland, Deutschland, über alles, mustache is falling. Deutschland, Deutschland, über alles.
I don't think you know the words over that.
We're not supposed to know the words to that, ever since that stupid failed painter from Vienna screwed everything up.
He sure did.
Can't sing Deutschland. You just can't go around singing Germany, Germany over everybody. Other people get offended. I don't understand that. The fucking British, they sing God Save the Queen. Nobody gets offended at that. And apparently it works. The damn woman's 100 years old.
It's gotta be,
God's been saving her too long.
Artie, you do have to use a little bit of your own imagination for this, son. There's your thing, right there.
I am not saying I've been.
Flugzeug. Wo ist der Flugzeug?
Wo ist
der
Flugzeug?
Yeah. Working on it, Jens. Hi, Steve. Came back.
Guten Abend, Steven. Wie geht's? You are late? And for being late, you will go out to no man's land and rake it up. We're missing 17 hands.
Sparky, I thought the wigs were over the top.
They are over the top. This is just a hat. Not some hippie hairdo on some middle-aged Canadian. Canadian. You know, Sparky, when I was in the trenches, We just laughed when the Canadians came over the top. We used to laugh at them. We'd shoot and say, hey, duck, eh? We'd laugh at you Canadians and go back and get the real British here. Not your imitation British. The only thing good about you Canadians is your beer. Unlike that American piss water everybody else drinks.
That's probably true.
We already did the small Austrian house painter joke. You missed it. The bastards ruined everything German. Typical Austrians. The Austrians always ruin stuff on Germans. The Germans gave you Lessing and Schiller and Goethe. What did the Austrians give you? Oh yeah, we Germans, we gave you Beethoven. The Austrians gave you Mozart and his poop jokes, Hitler, and Sigmund Freud. 3 guys to mess with up your minds.
Well, it is if you've been anywhere else. What? Now your mustache is all wonky.
I've got an idea, Fräulein. Would you like to play a game?
Nein, bitte?
No? I got this great game.
Was ist das?
It's World War I. You pretend you're Russia and I'm Germany.
Oh, snap. It's cold, you know.
No, I was just thinking about how we steam. Never mind.
Yeah,
Whew.
yeah, never mind.
That damn thing's hot. Well, this is hot.
Yeah, I was to say, I wouldn't think your hat's hot.
The hat's fake. This is real.
No, it keep you warm. It's wool.
Yeah. The hat's fake. This is real.
You can't get out of it. Oh, we have to haul?
You will be shot and asked to leave the country.
What if I'm dead?
No excuse. You still leave.
You gonna carry me out?
More or less.
Oh.
Feed
well,
you to the
that's-
wolves.
Ooh. Oh, thanks.
I am Prussian. Why do you think I have this outrageous?
Okay.
Oh, he likes Ghost of 2015.
Yeah, he clearly does. That's good. Oh. This
Yeah.
water's Mountain Dew. American
I was in the
British
entertainment division of my regiment.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah,
everybody's
see,
getting hit by
everybody-
a tank.
yeah.
You had a song. Go out and get hit by a tank. It's a fast way to go.
Your mockery is going to get you in even deeper trouble, Fräulein.
Oh no.
No, but see, the
Bye,
thing
Leslie.
is,
Edit
all the roles in our performances were signed by what rank you were. So, like the sergeants, they had certain roles they could have. The corporals had roles. The Kaiser had a role. The Kaiser role. He always had the best roles.
He sure does, yeah.
But even the privates had a role. The problem is the privates could never go on stage because they would announce and say, look, here are the privates and their private parts. And everybody said, no.
They were offended.
You'd go out there and say, now we'd like to do our private parts for you. And they would go, no.
Cover up.
Well, if I can barely get in this, there's no way you're getting this on. You can wear this. Oh my God, that's hot.
What?
Jean Ricard, you need to learn your history. The Prussians always kicked Russian butt. 1864, Jean Clark. 1864, Jean Ricard. I was there in that war. What was it, 6 weeks war? And the only reason the war lasted 6 weeks, Jean Ricard, is because we were laughing so hard at the Dutch army. The Danish army.
Oh, get your army straight.
One of them. Well, hello, Model Shed. How are you? Welcome in.
Mustard? You still have 32 people on, and it's 5:30.
I still have 32 people on, and I've been doing this horrible Prussian guy for 20 minutes.
I know. You seem to be entertaining.
Oh, where did I go with my mustache? What'd you do with my mustache?
I did nothing with your mustache.
You did something with my mustache.
I did nothing with your mustache.
But see, they even give you this one. But with this one, I become like Viva Zapata. Badges? We don't need no stinking badges. Oh my God, what's this little black caterpillar?
Yeah.
No, I'm going to have to buy a new one. That's ridiculous. Who the frick has an eyeball that big? Cyclops? I don't know. I guess this is the kind that you're supposed to hold up. King? Shut up. Oh, that's probably that camera stand.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, this has such a short battery.
Well, let's pull it off. So there will be a brief interruption of our services while we remove the camera from the train. Come on, you knucklehead. Let go. I have to hit stop. I'm gonna create a short.
Sean says you had to come back after you got clobbered in the 1850s.
Yeah, I gotta hit a stop to get this apart. That's the one thing. These are not easy to take apart. Oh, now you come apart off. Do.
I don't think that's on. Back wheels are on.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
Everything's good. I just had to stop it so I could take the camera tray off.
Yeah.
I was hoping I could do it without stopping everything.
Sean said you had to come back after you got clobbered in 1850. So you guys are going for it.
Really? Really?
Is Wendy in?
What? She was earlier.
Okay. Baby's gonna end up in glasses, I think.
Was that Enemy at the Gate? Was Enemy at the Gate? No, where Ed Harris played the Russian, the not historical duel between the famous Russian sniper and the famous German sniper. The German sniper did get killed during part of the Stalingrad, but according to almost all history, those two actually never had a duel or competed against each other. The trains have stopped, but they are now running again. Yeah, remember, Germany's a country where they throw a temper tantrum if the train is 5 minutes late.
They do.
Oh, der verdammte Stub!
They're on the platform and damn
Oh,
German
they're
trains
clearly
are
having
so
more problems now
terrible.
with all the budget issues and that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Sidney Poitier died. He was quite a...
He was a great actor.
Yeah, he was.
But 94,
Yeah, we're losing the long haulers and not COVID. But I shouldn't say that. That upsets everybody. Not Showstopper.
yeah, it actually delays my
I know it does, so
thinking.
sorry.
Yeah, if you mention COVID,
Yep.
See, that's another delay.
Showstopper, yeah.
yeah.
Showstopper.
It got cleared, but because we did mention it,
yeah.
our video took a little longer before it was monetized.
Right. Well, I appreciate it if they're trying to keep the hooky cookies out.
Well,
with the
there's
bad
that.
information.
Yeah, Ed Harris was the German, but he was at the Battle of Stalingrad, shooting against the famed Russian sniper
Right,
in the
Growler.
movie. All right, Ewan, take care of yourself. Thanks for stopping by. It was awesome to have you. But yeah, I have to get a new monocle.
Okay. Sorry. One for smaller heads, huh? What's it on the outside of the side?
No, it's supposed to go up in here and down
Yeah,
here.
right.
This is the one that's designed that you hold and then go, let me see the.
I see.
Yep. Schmile. See, it's still got 26%, but apparently when it goes that low.
Not enough.
Well, I didn't have it juiced up. When I started, it was only at 60-some percent.
Yeah, Betty White didn't make it to 100, but we all thought she's gonna. Pretty sure she just died in her sleep. Man, that's the way
Well,
to go.
we'll never know.
I don't think her agent said. I just didn't read it. And read enough. Didn't want to keep getting them.
Yeah, I gotta mail that stuff off to Ian. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
we
get a smaller
do.
box.
Yeah. I think you definitely can get a smaller
The problem
box.
is I took some money out, but I might have a. I don't know if that
Sure.
one's smaller or
You
bigger.
could get rid of it. That one right there might work. No,
Well, I wrote to
that's-
Krister in Sweden and said, I said, here's a video and blah blah blah. Let me know if you want it or not.
Yeah.
I said I'm willing to negotiate. I told him it started around $220, shipping included. Because it's used, it's got a lot of hours.
Yeah, it
I
does.
shouldn't say it's got a lot of hours.
It's in good shape though, I think.
It is, other than it doesn't seem to run at top speed as fast as it should be running.
Yeah, I know, but your memory might be skewed.
Yeah. So, yes, I will be spending this weekend doing voices and putting episode 1 of Matt Clark.
Clearly, I will be too.
Yeah, you've got, there's one character in scene 1. I think that's it.
Yeah.
The judge.
The judge. Gotta figure out a voice for her.
Yeah, you gotta come up with a judge's voice. A very authoritative one.
Oh, that doesn't sound like May,
Right.
because that's my authoritative voice.
Well, the problem is I'm going to have to teach you how to do accents, and more importantly, how to hold accents. You were doing Trudy, Smokey's mom, and you'd start German and go French.
And I lost it. The Dodges were not German. Dodge is English.
Yeah, but those Prussian officers always had a monocle. Hey, Andrew T is taking off. All right, Andrew, good night. Take care.
But the Dodge married a Russian?
No.
Or married a
No.
German?
Jean Ricard, the Dodge name is Dodge, and it's been Dodge since at least 1250.
Yeah, a long time.
I have English blood. My 3 other grandparents were Gitana Bogarter, that's Grandma Dodge. And then my mom's side of the family, my mom's maiden name is Rietz, R-I-E-T-Z, Rietz. And her dad was Andrew Rietz, and he was Andrew, not Andreas. Andrew Rietz. His brother was Carl, but changed it to Charles when they came to America. And then my grandmother was Milbret Willems. And when she came over, they changed her name to Mildred Wilson. But she was Milbret Willems, and she became Mildred Wilson. And she was Rhenish. So Grandma Dodge was Prussian. Grandpa Rietz was Bavarian. And Grandma Rietz was Willems, and that was Rhenish. She was from the Rhineland area.
So 3 of us 4 grandparents were full German.
So yeah, 3 of my 4 grandparents were born in Germany. And then the Dodge is English and has been in America since the 1700s. But our family history is traced back to the year 1250 in England, or roughly 1250, because my distant ancestor Peter Dodge was knighted by Edward I in 1280, and they said he was at the age of 30. He was knighted by Edward Longshanks, Edward I of England, for his help in beating down the rebels of Scotland. He was in the Scottish Wars. Well, Jean Ricard, your character will only be in a couple of scenes this episode, and I'll be doing the voice.
Yeah.
But I would have to talk to you like off camera because I don't want to give away too many spoilers.
Right.
But your character is the ultimate villain. But he's not the main villain
It's gonna
of
take.
Series 2.
It's gonna take the third series to really put it all together.
So I won't say who your character is.
Right.
But we have already made your picture, and you are in a couple of scenes where people may not realize that you're the main villain.
Right. So we probably gave a lot away there, but
Well, only if they know what he looks like.
why did your railjet slow way down at that?
Yeah, it does. They're all slowing down on that one corner right here. The railjet slows way down there, but if you remember, my ICE and the one other train was slowed down, so I got a bad track there.
Well, of course he slows right here too.
Yeah, this whole section here. That's why
That's
I'm talking
weird.
about
Yes,
replacing it, because
replacing the
it's
whole
all
thing,
that
yeah.
section right there, and then all of a sudden they speed up. That might be part of the BR 101's problems.
Maybe. That scooped all the way around.
So,
yeah, it's
yeah.
all right over here. It's just weird seeing it slow down like that. Woo, 4 in a row there, babe.
Oh, had them all together? See, that was the thing. My grandpa Dodge fought in World War I. And he used to give my grandma grief because they were already married. He volunteered to go fight. He didn't have to go. He was married and had 2 kids. He already had, or 3. But he wanted to go fight. And so my grandmother, when I was a very, very little kid, because she died when I was 3, but she would speak German. She would speak German and sing in German, and anytime she used a little German or spoke German, my grandpa would get upset, and he'd go, "Stop speaking that damn croat! I went to war against your people." Now he would always say this with a twinkle in his eye. "I went to war against your people. Hell, I probably shot one of your cousins while I was over there. Maybe even your brother." Don't be a hater, Jean Ricard. Don't be a hater. I claim to be what I am, an American. I just have a devout interest because we Americans are mutts. We're mixed breeds.
Yep, we are.
I'm Irish, Polish, and Serbian. No, I'm not. I'm just saying that's an example of an American.
Right.
And then we Americans pick and choose which of our heritages we want to claim. We have people over here that are like 1/64th Native American. And they'll say, "I'm Native American." No, you're not.
Sure claim it.
They'll sure claim it. I have Indian blood in me. And technically I have Indian blood in me, but I'll never claim it. Because it's such a little bit of DNA. Technically, if you're in the UK, you have a decent chance of being partially mutt. Look at all the different Celtic and Saxon people, and then you have the Normans come over with their French Viking mixed ancestry.
Oh, Jean doesn't hate you, honey.
Oh, I didn't say you hated me. I just said you're being a hater. There's a difference.
Right. Attila. I can't help but say it Attila anymore.
Yes, Attila.
Attila.
That's the proper way to say it. Attila.
All right, bye, Kieran.
All right, Kieran, have a good night. Hey, good evening, Mr. Setzerelli. All right, who's going to get the Russian bot first? I've got him in my sights, but no. Oh, stupid screen. Oh, something got beat to it. I tried to get but then my screen to it. No, I'm an American mutt. All Americans are mutts.
That's true, we are.
You're what? Irish and German and English and...
That's good, Jean. Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff in me, and my people came early. At least the Reddings did. He was here in the 1700s.
See, it's not always a bad thing, but never mind.
And I was Irish.
They came over looking for the potatoes.
Actually, I think he left for lack of potatoes.
Yes, that's what I said. They came
Yeah.
over looking for potatoes.
He helped build the railroad.
Yes, and he was treated like dirt for it.
He absolutely was. Yeah, he was John O'Redden. And they,
Oh, he was, so that's why everybody called him a bastard.
and he anglicized to Reading, of course. But there's a lot of everything, but they had a Snyder and a Schneider on opposite sides of the family.
Yeah, on one side of the family, she's got a Schneider,
That
Schneider,
was the Park side.
and then on the other side, there's a Snyder.
Reading, she was Helen Snyder, Snyder.
No, it's not cold in the basement.
Yes, it is.
I just put this on because I was doing some silly stuff earlier.
Yeah, but he's warm and I'm not. It is cold in the basement. It's actually cold
You
in the
do not
house.
understand cold until you on the Russian front. World War I and World War II.
Fair.
You have no freaking idea what cold is.
We've replaced doors, we've replaced windows, we've replaced the roof, we put in insulation on our first floor, and we're colder than we've ever been. I don't understand it.
You want to know why Germans aren't so tough today? Because we freaking lost our balls in the Russian front. They froze right off.
It was off for sure.
You just hear the whole regiment marching and you'd hear ting, 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 ting. It sounded like jingle bells, but it wasn't. It was more like jingle balls. They just all froze and fell off.
Ouch. Oh, thank you, Jean.
You're an all-American girl.
I'm an all-American girl because I'm a mutt. I've been accused of being Greek.
Yes, you have been accused of being Greek. By Greeks.
What else have I done? I don't know.
Besides the Dodge brothers, who I'm related to for Dodge cars.
Oh, here for now.
Uh-oh, yeah.
Yep.
Ask Joyce. She's been there. You can't go to a major American landmark without Dodges being there.
It's true.
Railway, Union Pacific, and the Golden Spike. Guess who one of the heads was there?
Yeah. Well,
Grenville M. Dodge.
Yeah.
My great uncle. Grenville M. Dodge.
It's all right. I pay the bill. It's all right.
Do you guys know the movie Dances with Wolves, Kevin Costner? That's actually based on an American cavalry soldier named Colonel Joshua Dodge. Devils Tower in Wyoming was named Devils Tower by that Colonel Joshua Dodge. And if you don't believe me, go to it, and there's a big sign
Yeah.
given its name by Colonel Joshua Dodge.
And there's Dodge City, Kansas.
There's Fort Dodge, Iowa, Dodge City. Oh, and the general in charge of the burning of Atlanta during the Civil War, yes, everybody blamed Sherman, but the general who actually did it, General Grenville M. Dodge, the same Grenville Dodge from the railroad company.
Yeah.
He was part of Union Pacific, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And, but yes, look up, you'll find Grenville Dodge. Just look up Grenville Dodge. And then the Army Corps that did the actual burning and sacking of Berlin was the 30th Corps from Ohio, which had in its rank Colonel Robert Dodge and his brother, my great-great-grandfather, Reuben Dodge, and several other Dodges.
Yeah, he comes from famous people. I come from peasants. Railroad makers. Where do I want to?
So, wow, your great-great-grandfather or whatever might have been working for my great-great-great-uncle.
That's quite possible, yes.
So you've always been servants to us.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, it is. He's got a very interesting family history, and his grandfather was sure that he knew all of it. So I am sorry.
My grandfather Dodge was a historian
as a hobby. I did not meet his grandfather. I would have liked him.
He was a mechanic by trade, but he was a professional historian as a hobby.
Yeah. So you know all the Ohio history because of Grandpa too. Took you on all those little nooks and crannies.
Yeah, and specifically Ohio history.
If it had a sign on it, they stopped.
Yeah, my grandfather knew every
marker.
second of Ohio history up until the time he died.
Yeah. How many presidents were from Ohio?
My grandfather ended his days living in a little trailer park. He lived in a little trailer. After Grandma died, he lived alone for about 4 years, and he finally sold the house and moved into a trailer. And there were two things that blew me away, even as a little kid. In this little trailer, he had a little office that was like 4 feet wide by 5 feet deep. And he had two pieces of paper on there. And the first piece of paper was a list of everybody who had been president from the time he was born to in 1890 to he died about the time Carter was elected. He died in 77, so Carter had been elected. So he always took that sheet of paper and retyped it and added the next president. So at the time, it was over half of the American presidents he had been alive for.
Quite a number of them.
Yeah. And the other sheet of paper was, when I was born, we walked and rode horses. And by the time I turned 80, we had walked on the moon. Yeah. He wrote, I saw the coming of cars, planes, rockets, and men walking on the moon in my life. And then another thing he kind of said, and there's a meme that goes around now, he says, in my life, I saw World War I, I survived World War I survived the Spanish flu, and then when we thought we'd survived all that, the Great Depression, then we went into just as we were coming out of the Depression, we went into World War II. My son fought in the Korean War. We had polio and smallpox, but they were eradicated by the time I was 75. All the things he survived in his life. Mm-hmm. All the things. And he says, I smoked and drank through most of it.
And he made it to
87.
87? Yeah.
85, 87. Maybe he was born in 1892.
I don't know.
Because he was 85 when he died.
Yeah. So maybe 85. Okay.
Well, that's just it. That's another topic. You get me talking about my family history or stuff like that. It goes. Because we got brainwashed as kids. Talk to Joyce about the family needs, like, because my brother and I were the youngest of the youngest male Dodges, and all the older Dodges had daughters.
Yeah.
There were no more guys to carry, because we're the oldest son of the oldest son or whatever, all the way back, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Or at least surviving. You know, we weren't always the oldest son of the oldest son, but those lines died out. We were the oldest surviving ruling strain of the family through my grandfather. Mm-hmm. But, there weren't a lot of male Dodges when I was young. And we were constantly, my younger brother and I were constantly being told, when you grow up, you must have lots of boys. You must have lots of boys. And I'm dating her. Are you two going to get married? And one was like, yeah, we're going to get married. They're like, you need to have lots of boys.
Oh, yeah, I heard
we
all
need
about
more
that.
boy Dodges. And then I have
That's
my
tough.
first child, a daughter. I'm so excited.
She's beautiful.
My beautiful daughter. We take her to the Dodge family reunion, 7 months old, 8 months old.
Yep.
And they're yelling at my wife. They're yelling at Joyce about not having boys. You were supposed to have a girl. You were supposed to have a. You weren't supposed to have a girl. You were supposed to have sons.
I know. It wasn't my fault.
And I was pissed. I've got my
those
first beautiful
aunts,
child, and they're giving her.
Tanties were rough. Oof.
Oh, those old aunts were rough. Even the German descended ones.
Yeah. And,
They were tough on Joyce. And then they all died by the time I had my son AJ.
Yeah.
But my poor son AJ, Joyce will tell you, how was AJ constantly addressed as a little boy when he met members of the family?
He's the last Dodge.
AJ at the age of 4 would introduce himself this way. Hi, I'm AJ Dodge, the last of the Dodges. He was traumatized.
Yeah. We kept telling him, honey, you don't have to be the last. When you grow up, you can get married and have a son yourself. Or 4. Might take the pressure off.
He took so much grief.
He did.
I'm surprised he didn't turn gay. My brother did that. I shouldn't say that. My brother was born gay.
Yeah,
But
he was.
when my brother came out of the closet, I was pissed at him. Not that he was gay, but because he was out of the pressure.
Yeah.
Well, there's Anthony and John. Oh, John's gay, so it's up to Anthony to carry on the family name.
That's right.
I'm like, you son of a bitch, John.
So, yeah, it was all on us. So, oh, that's good. So, yeah.
So, yeah.
Is your lorry bigger than the trains?
My lorry. Lorry's a bus. Maybe it's a truck too. Hey, UK guys, is a lorry a bus or a truck or both?
Oh my God, it's Ethan Armitage again.
Welcome, Ethan. Nice to have you here.
Sorry.
You will be dealt with severely.
I guess so. You'll have to explain to me later why, though. I think I should start dinner.
Yeah, well, we probably... Lowry is a truck.
Thank you.
Lorry is a truck. Lori doesn't want to hear that.
And it is a lorry, right? Not a Lowry?
Lolly, 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 get your adverbs here. So lorry is a truck.
You know, I only... Okay.
Yes.
I actually only know that from our Germans.
Yeah, because Germans always speak with
Our German, you know,
British English.
in our exchange, they always learn the British English.
The Queen's English.
Yep. So, yeah, they talk about the lorries, and they were trucks, so...
Do you know the Queen's English? Well, she better be. Actually, the Queen's German. She's more German than English.
Yeah.
They're Saxe-Coburg, and then during World War I, they changed their name because they didn't want to sound too German.
Yeah, we were always told to queue up. Kids didn't know what he was talking about.
Yep, queue up.
Queue up.
Mr. Dodge, what's queue up?
Well,
Line up.
I mean, but queue gets used in America, too. Just not to the...
Not remotely.
Yeah, not to the...
In American
Exclusion
English, it might be
rate,
used
yes.
occasionally.
See,
Extremely rarely.
things like where you join the queue. I mean, it's definitely used.
No, most people get in line. Most Americans don't
Yeah,
join the
if
queue.
you
We
will...
get in line.
Yeah, line
90%
is
of the
used
time.
more. Yeah, well, a rig or a truck. Or a big rig.
Learn to drive the big rigs.
Semi.
American Trucking School. Learn to drive the big rigs. Be your own boss. I remember those commercials.
I do too.
Those were actual commercials.
Yep.
The American Driver Institute or the American Truck Driving Institute? ADI? ATI?
I hear you. Yeah, I mean, people call them semis as much as anything else.
Yeah, we just call them semis in America.
But
And of course somebody will correct you. That's not a semi.
But all of them work too. So.
Like that one.
Yeah.
This American semi, this Metro. See, this came in the box with of stuff for Ray, but
He
Ray
had to
doesn't
buy.
get this.
He had to buy something
Ray
for
Eltham
himself.
doesn't get this. I had to buy something for me.
Yeah, he has to buy something for himself when he's.
I can't buy something from Miniature Wonderland and act it, but
That's true.
I will try to ship out your book.
I thought you were gonna buy yourself a smaller shirt. Why didn't you?
I already got that. Those are upstairs. I got the baseball caps right there.
Oh, right.
That was a long time ago.
I forgot.
You've been smoking too much weed. You're forgetting stuff.
I'd feel better if I was.
You'd feel better if you were?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, as two public school teachers, we must go on record and announce this, that we are not endorsing, nor do we actually take drugs.
That's very true. He's right.
Well, not Elton John, Artie. Oh, wait, that was wrong, wasn't it? That was out of line.
We're elves. Just call us elves.
Apologies to all my gay friends, but then again, you guys say worse all the time.
Yep. But we try to keep it straight.
Your half brother is last of the zeros. Well, you're still going, so why aren't you? My son is the next generation. He literally is the only male, last name Dodge, of this particular line of the family. My son is the last survivor of this entire strain that's been going for 750 years. There are other Dodges out there, and we're all related one way or another. There's 3 branches of us. There was the Massachusetts, New York branch, there was the Virginia branch, and then there's the Canadian branch, which also originally started in Massachusetts. So anyhow, I guess we are going to say...
Choo!
Adios, muchachos. Oh, I'm sorry.
So,
Auf Wiedersehen, tschüss! This next is Mal. Don't forget, a week from today, Matt Clark Series 2 hits the airwaves.
and he's going to do it as a premiere and then follow with a live feed.
We're doing it as a premiere, and then, well, you just took all my fun away. Fine. You got the announcements.
Quit pouting.
Oh, there's my mustache.
It's on the head.
It's on the head. Even, this is how Prussian we are. Even my hat gets a mustache. Now it's a Kaiser Wilhelm hat. Mein Kaiser. Anyhow, everybody, auf Wiedersehen,
Here we
tschüss, and happy trains. See you next week. Take care.